I warned everyone on Twitter to expect more fawning over Bray Wyatt on PWTR, so here goes. Holy piss. That opening segment of Raw was great. The entire thing came off completely out of nowhere, and it was great from all angles. It was shocking, provided a great visual with the sheep masks, and also great audio with the children singing and things like that, and most importantly, it was compelling storytelling. Bray was leading the children down the ramp like the Pied Piper, adding layers to his character's cult leader persona and his messiah complex. Oh yeah, Pied Piper except for like all of the crimes with the murder and stuff.
Led rats through the streets, we dance. I'm sorry, you said Pied Piper. So.
Yeah, let me go ahead and throw that in there. And that, along with what he did last week, provides great evidence to his ability to elevate the narrative of the storylines he's involved in. But as great as Bray Wyatt is, he's only one half of the feud. Let's talk about that other half in Mr. John Cena. I'm not one to shy away from raining admiration on John Cena. You don't have to torture me to say something nice about the dude if the situation calls for it. The opening segment of Raw definitely called for it. I was thinking this was going to be another Disney movie sports coach promo from Cena, but I was pleasantly surprised when he showed worry. He actually looked scared of Bray Wyatt. And for the first time in a very long time, John Cena looked vulnerable. He effectively communicated all of that when he wasn't just accepting, oh, hey, the WWE Universe, they're entitled to have their own opinions. It was none of that shit. He was questioning them, like, why did you do this to me? I've dedicated my life to this. And he was defensive in saying that he had just as much passion as the people that they cheered for, but for some reason, they don't repay his passion with adoration. He channeled all of that and said Bray doesn't have the same passion because he's hateful, and every time he opens his mouth, he spreads that hate. I love that line where he said, if Bray escapes the cage at Extreme Rules, so does his message. Even in adversity, he showed great determination while not sacrificing the story. He actually added to it. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said for that fucking backstage promo when he was talking to Renee Young. I cannot tell you how much I absolutely hated that. And if you listen to PWTR, you'll know I'm a big story guy. I like to see when moments connect from one point to the next. And I like John Cena. I wish I could actually call myself a fan of John Cena, but the thing about him is when he enters into feuds, it's like he always pushes the reset button. Like shit does not affect him. He may be good in the feud, but after it's over with, it's like, oh hey, back to regular old business. Shit, he didn't even wait for the feud to be over with this time to be back to regular old business, because all of that progression that he made in the first segment of Monday Night Raw, it went completely to hell when he was backstage and he literally said, you know, it was just fun. We were having a little bit of fun. Are you fucking serious? Really? Just a little bit of fun when you pride yourself on the connection that you have with the Cenation, the connection that you have with children who are WWE fans, and Bray Wyatt is brainwashing these kids. He's turning them against you. He's saying that he has your core, your fan base in his hands to do with whatever he may. Whatever he chooses, he has a Cenation in his hands. He can mix it, mold it, destroy that shit. And you say that that's just fun? That's fun to you? That portion of John Cena on Monday Night Raw was completely unnecessary. I don't know why the fuck they did that. It could have rested simply on what he did in the very first segment of the night. Because like I said, it wasn't as if he was out there just trembling in fear of Bray Wyatt. He was determined because he knows that every single second that Bray Wyatt is allowed to speak, he's spreading a message of hate. So that gives him enough fuel to go into Extreme Rules and say, I'm going to beat the shit out of you. Why couldn't it have just rested on that? I don't know why that was necessary at all. And I really hated it. I hated it.
Yeah, I was thinking about that segment a little bit earlier, and it was, I try not to remember it because it was so bad. You know, I was hoping, you know, maybe it was just a nightmare, but his character takes 2 steps forward and 3 steps backward sometimes. You know, you may get something really good out of him, like the CM Punk feud, and then you'll get something really bad out of him, like the whole thing with John Laurinaitis. He's unfixable at this point, in my opinion. It really makes no sense risking hundreds of $millions for some type of radical character change at this point. I'm indifferent to him.
See, I don't want to be indifferent because I see that talent in him. Like, I can't acknowledge brilliance that he had in the opening segment of Monday Night Raw, and then when we get to that segment where he's like, it was just fun. It was nothing. You know, they do that all the time. I can't sit there and say, I'm indifferent. I'm not indifferent. I'm pissed the fuck off. That's what I am. And please believe me when I say this is not one of the little typical John Cena hater type things where it's like, oh, he's joking and he's cracking jokes. I don't like him. I hate him. He sucks. Like, it's none of that shit, because I actually liked when after WrestleMania, John Cena was cracking jokes on Bray Wyatt, because in that moment, the storyline called for it. Bray Wyatt talked all of this shit going into WrestleMania, and guess what happened? John Cena, he beat him. So when people say, oh, well, those jokes that he was cracking on the Wyatt family after he beat him at WrestleMania, it invalidated them. Okay, in the competitor's mind, in John Cena's mind, in that very moment, he beat him. So he has the right to feel confident. He has the right to feel cocky. He has the right to laugh at you and look at you as a joke, because shit, in his mind, you proved yourself to be a joke at WrestleMania. But this situation did not call for it. Like, I was seriously looking at Raw, and I was thinking that the dude was fucking psycho, like bipolar, because you go from being terrified to mere hours later, we were just having fun. What?
Could it be that he was in denial, perhaps?
No, I'm not buying it. Sorry, I'm not buying it.
It can't be, because if he were in denial, it would have been more obvious. I don't think.
Yeah,
the WWE...
he would have sold it better. So yeah, I guess.
Well, he can't sell, so he can sell T-shirts, but he can't sell storylines.
Oh yeah, shit. I don't even know who I'm picking for this match. Shit, I hope Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, I was gonna say who you have to win.
Bray Wyatt.
Like, the thing with John Cena, I even if his character were to like radically change for the better, I don't know if I'd buy it anymore, because somebody said something, and that was a very good. I think it might have been Mick Foley. Anytime John Cena walks out, I feel like he's trying to sell me something. You know those terrible WWE shop merchandise commercials, or those ads they do inside the show? Like, I feel like he really is a parody of wrestling. I don't believe his character at this point anymore. I feel he's unfixable. I believe he's very talented. He's had many great stories, but I do not believe in his character anymore. That's a shame, because I do think he's a great wrestler. I do not buy the fact that he only has 5 moves. In fact, even if he did have 5 moves, hell, the matches he's had has been amazing. Bret Hart was the guy who started the whole 5 moves of doom thing, and he's one of the greatest in-ring technicians of all time.
You can't mention that. Only John Cena has his signature moveset. No other person in history has it but John Cena.
You know, it's a double-edged sword, because some people, I can understand the complaints with John Cena. He is ridiculous. At the same time, you know, the hate is a little bit ridiculous. You know, the whole fisherman suplex thing, and I think that kind of stuff is ridiculous. But this is not one of those occasions. This is one of those occasions where they are proven right. When is it going to stop? Like, how much more do we have to deal with this?
Shit, I'm not going as far as to say they're proven right. No.
No, in some cases, they do get proven right sometimes, with some of the arguments, I mean. This guy he's unlikable. I don't even see why a child would like John Cena at this point. I think Daniel Bryan is much more relatable to children. John Cena is almost a bully sometimes.
Let's just hope this leads to him changing. It probably won't, but we'll see.
Yeah, shit, he's going to change, and then that, like 2 hours later in that night, going to change again, back to what he was before, and wash, rinse, repeat.
His heel turn is going to be like, I hate the fans, you all suck. And then 2 hours later, I'm sorry, guys, I can't go through with this thing, man. I love you.